What is going on, guys? Smooth Racing here, back a brand new video, and today we'll be previewing the 16th round of the FIA 2014 Formula 1 World Championship, and the 16th round is from Sochi in Russia. So this is the first ever Russian Grand Prix then to be held in Formula 1, and it is going to be held in Sochi for the first time. Russia will be holding F1. It's going to be really interesting to see how F1 will go down in Russia, and if this track will be here, 5, 10, maybe even 20 years. I'm really hoping it will do really well, because I want every Grand Prix really to do well, and it's always a shame when we see old tracks dropping off the calendar, but it's always great when we see tracks like Russia, joining the calendar. And I think I will be reserving judgment on kind of the track and if I like it until I actually see a proper race on it. And of course, with the GP2 and the GP3, we'll be having an early indication of, for example, where the overtaking spots will be. And if we look back in time, 2012 American Grand Prix, I think, was the last Grand Prix on new tracks. It's been 2 years since we've had a new track in Formula 1, of course, if you don't count Austria, and then before that I believe it was India in 2011, and then Korea I think in 2010, and then of course we have had changes, of course, to like Bahrain's become a night race, but this is quite a big change for the Formula 1 drivers to try and learn this track, and that's why FP1 is going to be critical, and of course all the other practice sessions. Every session is really going to count, and if someone does miss out on a practice session, then they're really going to be missing out on a lot of very vital qualifying and race data. And that's pretty much, I think, while a lot of people will be reluctant to give up their seat for one of the younger drivers, which I'm not sure there are going to be any of those in FP1. Maybe Max Verstappen might get in there, and I think Roberto Murray, I think it's from Caterham, he's getting in there, of course, because Caterham need the money from any means possible. But anyway, let's have a look then who's going to be winning the Russian Grand Prix. Well, it's going to be very likely it's going to be one of the Mercedes pair. Of course, with it being a new race, it could spring a surprise, but if you look back the last few races, Austin, we kind of had a semi-surprise. The McLaren was probably the fastest car on that day, and could just beat Vettel. But we saw a great race between Vettel and Hamilton in 2012. That was definitely one of my favourite races of the modern era. And then look back to India, which was a really average, quite boring race. Then 2010 Korea, of course, that was thrilling. So I'm really hoping that it will follow the pattern of the last few, first ever races being really good, and hopefully won't follow in the footsteps of India, and held 3 of the most boring Grand Prix I think so far in the modern era of F1. 2011, 2012, 2013 were all pretty bad really. So hoping that this Russian Grand Prix will be really good, and I would like to say a massive shout out to the BGP 13 or the Viper. His channel link will be in the description, and thank you so much to him for providing me with a gameplay. And that is exactly what you can see in the background, and his channel link will be in the description below. So as I mentioned then, it'd be likely it'd be one of either Lewis Hamilton or Nico Rosberg who will be winning this race, and of course most people's thoughts will be with Jules Bianchi, but these guys will still be fighting for a championship, and the likes of Ricciardo, Vettel, Alonso, Bottas still scrapping away for third place on that final podium position in the race most likely. Of course, Nico Hulkenberg has been hampered with a 5-place grid penalty, but of course Force India and McLaren really locked in that really thrilling battle going on for 5th place in the constructors. Of course, Force India lead McLaren by just 1 point, still 4 races to go, and of course double points. Williams have pretty much consolidated 3rd place, but of course one bad race for them and Ferrari will be right back in it. So I think Williams' aim is really just to try and push for another podium finish, and they haven't got one since Monza in the last 2 races, while their rivals Ferrari have been doing even worse. Last race didn't score any points, so Ferrari will just be hoping that both their cars finish the race, and maybe a surprise podium could be on the cards. But of course, Fernando Alonso, has only scored 2 podiums this year. It's quite hard to believe, but yeah, only at 2 podiums, 1 in China and 1 in Hungary, and that definitely probably one of the best races of the season. So I'm really hoping for a good race, of course, because I know a lot of people are sceptical about this race and the track layout, but hopefully the people will be proved wrong, and it will be a really good race, and we're going to be treated to some really good racing and hopefully plenty of overtaking. We look down towards the back markers, and once again can't really see Sauber or Lotus scoring points, and of course Marussia and Caterham. Marussia haven't confirmed if they will be running a second car, and if they will be, who will be running in that, but I do believe they probably won't be running a second car, but if they do, it'll probably be Alexander Rossi in there. But anyway, I think I said pretty much enough now, so I'll just go on to my final prediction then, and that is going to be in first place Lewis Hamilton. He's going to make it 4 wins out of the last 4 races, and once again it's going to be Nico Rosberg in second place. He'll still fail to win since Germany, of course. When I'm going to put in there Sebastian Vettel. He's on fine form. This will be his 3rd podium in a row, I predict. Then I'm going to put, I think I'd probably say Daniel Ricciardo in 4th, Alonso in 5th, Massa 6th, Bottas to retire, bit of a surprise there. 7th is going to be Button. He's putting in a lot of good, trying to fight for his career, so he's going to be trying really hard. I think he'll get 7th. 8th will be Sergio Perez. 9th will be Danny Kvyat. He's going to score some points on his home race. He's got to. And in 10th place is going to be Kevin Magnussen, who's probably going to get another penalty or some kind of bad luck. His best result, of course, since his second place, apart from his second place, is only 7th place. So Magnussen, if you look at his results, has actually had a really bad season. And of course, Button bringing home most of the points. So I think a lot of people fighting for their careers this weekend. Those people under pressure then are Button, Magnussen, of course, Vettel and Alonso. Even though they're without to drive the next season currently, I think they will, definitely be getting seats. So I don't think they're really under that much pressure. It's still, of course, very under pressure, as is Gutierrez, Kobayashi, Max Chilton. Of course, Maldonado's got his seat consolidated. Even Romain Grosjean is pretty much under pressure. And, of course, Verne doing all his best he can to prove that he deserves to stay in Formula 1 next year. But as we're racing then, be sure to leave your top 3 or top 10 prediction down in the comment section below. But anyway, as we're racing, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.